Hey, it's Denton Aguam here with the Dare Network, and today, let's talk market. Now, being a real estate owner of a team and being in the market for now 20 years, one of the things I love to do is study the market. And one of my mentors told me, you've got to be the hyper-local expert of choice, hyper-local economist of choice rather, to really know what's going on. So let's just go over a few numbers that I've been studying, and then of course some things internally in our team that we've been seeing that are really interesting. So first, let's talk about sales. Everybody loves sales. U.S. history, 2021 is going to be the 5th or 6th best year ever in U.S. history of sales. The market is still amazing. I looked up the Dallas projected sales, DFW, all of DFW. We're going to surpass last year by 17%. That surpasses 2019 by almost 20%. So things are still moving. Sales are still happening. So great job out there. A few things though, as we know, inventory. That is a huge issue with a lot of people. We've been noticing that inventory has still been pretty tough. We're at 1.1 months of inventory. And as you know, that means 40 days every single home has gone off the market. I do got some silver lining though. There's a cool thing going on with the builders. I pulled some numbers and found out that we are the second most construction permits pulled for 2020. It was over 43,000 homes pulled for the DFW Metroplex by builders to go in and build in 2020, which means they might be available now or beginning of 2022. That is only to be second to Houston, who's at 45,000. So nevertheless, there's some homes that will be available. The other thing too, just talking to our consumers and our clients and other people across the country that run big teams, is they're starting to find that some of the consumer confidence is getting okay with, hey, we want to take advantage of this equity in our house and we're okay if we don't have a place to move yet, or we'll figure it out. Or even had a couple clients move into an apartment, while they go find the home. Obviously that's a personal choice. A couple other things, interest rates, that affects everybody. I think I pulled the rates yesterday. We're still at 3.1. I'm buying investment properties in the low threes at 3.1. Absolutely amazing. We believe in what we've seen studying the economy and talking to our mentors that the rates are going to get to 3.75 roughly by the end of 2022. Now that's going to soften up the market even more, Buyers aren't going to be able to afford as much, so prices aren't going to be able to increase as much. Which, that's another thing. Let's take a look at these numbers real quick. Average sales price for DFW. When I looked at this number, I remembered when I was in the business, it was about $200,000. Average sales price year to date in 2022, $494,000. We're starting to price ourselves out of the market. I don't know if Dallas can say we're still affordable, because that is a high average sales price. Now that is up 17% from last year, a monthly average of 19% increase. So you can see why the interest rates increasing might help drive down that price. Now let's talk about some inner workings, some things that I see, or what I call lead metrics when I talk to my team. We work with a lot of lenders. So one of the things I always ask is, what's going on with your applications? How many applications have you taken? Because that's a good lead metric to find out what the buyers are doing. They're down. 40, some say almost 50% down on number of applications. So that means the buyers aren't there, as many buyers aren't willing to get into this market, or even buyer fatigue, which we talked about as well. Another thing that we look at is our inventory whenever we get showings. Our showings are down, Number of buyers going out are down. Now, probably one of the things I want to mention is, even before all this, is the lead metric of leads. We do carry a lot of listings. Our sign calls are down, our internet inquiries are down. It's okay, it's part of the market, but we do know that is a precursor to what we see going on in the market. For example, we used to average about 10 offers on every one of our listings about 4 or 5 months ago. We're now down to 3 to 4 offers on average on all of our listings. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still great to have multiple offers with your sellers, But instead of picking from 10, 20, sometimes even 50 on some of our listings, it is reduced drastically. So we can see that being a precursor to the market. The other thing too is, and we all know this, 48 hours to sell a home. It's taking a little bit longer, 5 to 6 days, Still not a bad market, but that still is something to pay attention to, So the reason why I love talking about this, because it's what we do for a living. And as I said at the beginning of this, you want to be the hyper-local economist of choice. If you want to have a conversation about this or look at all the stats that I pulled, want to talk more about what our team's doing, feel free to reach out. You can email me, call me, and we'll go from there. All right, thanks for watching. I'm Denton Aguam with the Dare Network.